Hello, welcome to Business Live, everyone. Coming up tonight, vegetable production under threat as COVID-19 pandemic affects markets. Churches allowed to reopen this weekend, but most of them will still hold virtual services. We'll speak to app developers who are supporting churches remain in business. Thanks for joining us. My name is Daryl Kwa. We've got details coming up right after this break. We're going to keep hearing stories about how COVID-19 has impacted businesses. Tonight, we are going to tell you the story of vegetable production in the Shanti region. It's taking a hit in the wake of the pandemic. Farmers say about 60% of their produce continue to waste away. Prince Apia visited the Peace and Love Vegetable Growers Association, where about 30 farmers cultivate 20 acres of vegetables.
Media lettuce, spray onion, cabbage.
Meet Aboagye-Wiafe, a vegetable farmer at Jinyase, a suburb of Kumasi. He has been farming a portion of this 28-acre vegetable farm for the past 12 years. But he says this year is his worst.
Because of COVID-19, I'm affected by the past. I can't be at 2% wise and best 60% affected. Affected, I can't say. The same as I said, Nanka first, Nanka Thomas schools, restaurants, hotels, and even a year for party for. They say, Nina, and across the down. But my cousin will be a Yerduma. In the past, I knew you and idea, Stella and you do. But I say, my dear best 100 best. I was thinking, I'm getting 2 covers a week, you know. Some customer banner just would delay, be a best 3 days and now 4 days, and some was I baby. As I say, I'm only once I'm back, you know. Now I'm out of one, I say.
He and 28 other farmers who cultivate this land are unable to sell their produce because suppliers are reluctant to buy. Their main clients, schools, restaurants and hotels, are not operating due to COVID-19 restrictions.
Essence, young Tonintino, Untimin 300 price, and I want to mean Chelsea on the Visa. I didn't do any more. No more than you do an answer of our uncle into Sequino out of one bar. No one in the Beconis beyond as one Tias and Manuja or over to. Since I'm coming, can say, I made the Imagine who is example. And can be a time and I didn't mind, and keep a bit more on the base of 30 cities. But they say, I did 10 cities, you can be more than I am. Because 5 cities, more crana, just over crana, say you crana. This is to.
This is a typical example of the impact of the COVID-19 on the vegetable production here in the country. This lettuce bed, we are told, has gone beyond its harvesting time, long overdue, which means in a matter of 3 days, if it is not harvested, will get spoiled because the leaves have begun folding towards each other, which the traders do not like. This means that all the investments made in this particular farm and others similar are going to go to waste.
Normally, need the 2 acres in Inano. Can be bongo cabers 500 cities here. At the end of month, no. Kamenya crossing come to me 2,000. But the see idea, Obo cabers 600 krana, we are even 1,000 krana in Sobina. This is a would be more one as I say.
The buyers attribute this to low patronage of vegetables on the market.
Masai to be at the market.
Gifty Chaya Boa is a buyer.
You are running my energy. Naka wait me to do. If I say my from the beer, met me to be a Aquacoton, many be a bear that day, many be a bear 30 Ghana, 3 million, and I 20. But it's another quart. What me I talk around be 800, and now 1 million, and I bet him out. He said, "Net on him, cause
April to June is the peak period for vegetable producers. Hotels and restaurants used to purchase the bulk of their supplies. Ifua Jimfua, CEO of Royal Lameta Hotel, for instance, used to spend about 50,000 on vegetables around this time.
Sometimes you can have a week-long program, and if you have a week-long program and you have a full house, then of course you're going to buy so many groceries. In a month, we buy over vegetables and provisions for the hotel. It hovers around 50,000 a month, or more than that.
The woes of the farmers has been compounded with the increase in prices of vegetable seeds to almost 100%, because most of them are imported. Closure of the borders plays a major role. The vegetable industry is now struggling and on the verge of collapse. But if restrictions are more relaxed on the hospitality industry, events and schools, the situation could improve to address wastage in the system. Prince Apia reporting.
Now, in a matter of months, Ghana is likely to disallow the importation of cars older than 10 years to encourage international companies, including Volkswagen AG, to set up local plants. The new law also provides import duty rebates for companies that manufacture or assemble cars in Ghana, but it will take effect 6 months after the manufacturing or assembling of new vehicles in Ghana begins under a special program meant to draw investment. But let's discuss what this would mean if it eventually takes place. Joining me to discuss that is automotive data analyst Kofi Japong, who has some expertise on this area of business. So, Kofi, great to have you on Business Live. Let's just begin with how huge the car import business is here in Ghana.
Okay, thank you so much. I think the used car industry is a bit huge because if you look at our country and basically the rest of Africa, apart from somewhere South Africa, our transportation industry is always on the import side. So it is quite huge. I have some information that I would like to share, which is a bit out of date, but at least it will give us some kind of perspective. For 2018, used cars that were imported from US was around 32,728 vehicles, only from the US. From the next highest country was Germany, which was 8,378. And then the next highest was Korea, which was 7,991. So if you look at these numbers, obviously it tells you that the transportation industry concerning used cars is very huge. That if the government wants to do something or bring in automotive manufacturers into the country, it will actually have a significant impact, depending on the where you find yourself in the transport industry.
So then tell me more about that. I mean, which people are likely to be really affected by this?
Okay, so if you look at the transport industry, basically what the individuals that will be affected will be the importers per se, because they have it as a business. But if you look at it from the consumer perspective, consumers can also be affected in a way that either they have to, find more money to purchase what these manufacturers are coming to install here. And in a country where we don't have auto financing, it will be a bit difficult for used car consumers to actually switch from used car to brand new vehicles. But actually, if you are, can I continue?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so if you are in the importation sector, obviously you'll be a bit impacted if you can change your strategy to bring in the ones that the ban is critical about, over 10 years and the accident and then the damaged ones. If you can change your strategy, you'll be okay.
Okay, interesting. You raise a point about consumers and cost. We have been speaking with a section of the public on affordability really when it comes to purchasing a car, whether you'd go for a home use car or a brand new one. Most of them say it depends on the cost. Just listen to what some of them told us.
I want to put you in the middle income class. If governments today want to partner with automobile giants like Toyota, Renault, and the VW for them to give cars to the public, middle class persons like you, and it comes at a cost of, let's say, 90,000 Ghana cedis and the deduction of 1,800 Ghana cedis monthly from your salary, will you be able to afford it?
Well, looking at other dynamics, other needs, family, other costs, taking this from my salary, naturally everyone will want a new car. Yeah, everybody at all will naturally choose a new car over an old car. But presently, I'm not sure.
Oh, by way of preference, I prefer a brand new car. It's obvious that brand new is always brand new. I mean, there's no way you can compare a second-hand or used car to a brand new car.
Do you think every Ghanaian can afford it?
The issue has to be with affordability of brand new cars, and it's obvious that considering our economy and the kind of jobs that we do in this part of the world, it's difficult for an average Ghanaian to be able to afford a brand new car.
And Kofi, it appears cost is a factor here.
Yes, getting a brand new car is quite on a high side. And if you are not earning enough money or a considerable amount, it will be difficult for you to just go to maybe Toyota Ghana or Mechanical Lloyd or Volkswagen or any other place to just get a new car. But now nobody knows how the franchising and everything will work out. So if the manufacturers come in and they're able to first give us a good cost or reduce the price, but the quality of the vehicle that they are building will not go down considerably. And the franchising, you can pay monthly and not go upfront and pay such a huge amount. I think everybody will go in for a brand new car. Who doesn't want a brand new car to ride?
Okay, so I guess that is where we should be looking at auto financing. Thank you very much for your perspective, and I like that you're rocking a beard during this COVID-19 times. Great, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Well, speak of the weekend, some churches will be reopening for services, but you know that many institutions have had to change their mode of operation. Some have had to lay off workers and venture into other areas of business in order to stay afloat. The church has not been spared. Now, most of them have had to resort to virtual services and adopt web-based church management software or applications for effective administration. In a moment, I will be speaking to one of such developers providing services to churches. First, though, we want to bring back this report by Prince Appiah, which takes a look at how COVID-19 has affected church-dependent businesses.
Make its way in the local assembly of vehicles.
It's affecting the church in a great way. It's like having a company. You are running the company, and for 2 months, you don't have any income.
Pastor Ransford Obeng is head pastor at Calvary Charismatic Center in Kumasi. With a congregation of about 3,000, the church's economic fortunes have dwindled as group worship remains on hold due to COVID-19.
We have more than 15 security officers. They run on shift. We have a media session where they are full-time workers. We have our account office where we employ more than 5 people at the account office. We also have people who take care of the compound. It's another thing. Some of the pastors have given a wrong impression about the church, thinking that every offering and every tithe that comes go into the pocket of the pastor. It is not true. So if no offering is coming, how can you send this person home saying that I don't receive an offering?
With a staff of 120, The church pays salaries of about 120,000 cedis every month. This is in addition to an annual maintenance cost of over 200,000 cedis.
We have over 120 people that the church every month give them something. So if for 2 months the church is not running, no income is coming, what do you do with these workers?
CCC, like many other churches, is feeling the effects of the pandemic because economic activities have slowed down. Businesses that rely on the church to survive are all reeling under similar situation due to church inactivity. Ban on social gathering also means no programs, and by extension, no or little outdoor or mass media advertisement. Anita Kuma is the chief executive of Hype Advertisement, who says churches constitute about 70% of outdoor advertising contract and revenue.
So we're losing rent money for advertisers who would officially rent our boards. We're losing designing money. We're losing lots of money because now people are not advertising, people are not renting the boards. Most of our clients who are pastors, we have schools who would come to us for design works are not coming.
The churches also work closely with printers. For the printing industry in Kumasi, for instance, the church is next to schools in patronage of print services. Peter Insia is a printer at Amekum.
Taking the Catholic Church, for example, they do a lot of printing. When we take Jehovah's Witnesses, for example, in the Methodists, their hymn books, their weddings, their funerals, programs, the posters, everything. The church helps the printing industry a lot when we come to printing.
So joining me, Nana Pempe, he's co-founder of Asoriba, a web-based church management software and application designed to enable effective church administration. Great to see you. It's been a long while, Nana. And it appears you have had a busy 3 months, haven't you?
Yes, it's been very intense. I mean, every single day we're on the call, on the phone, trying to set churches up, trying to help them transition from doing things manually to digitizing their donations and their attendance. And it's been very exciting for us as a business that we can still help the church in these trying times.
So explain to me further what kind of support you give churches.
So there are two main types of support we bring to churches. First of all, we help them to digitize their donations. So members can now give to their church using their phones, whether it's a feature phone, that's a YAM phone or a smartphone. We simply provide a church a link and a USSD code. So if the link is shared with the members, they can click and make payment for mobile money or any of their cards like Visa or MasterCard or Amex. And the second part of the help we bring to them is attendance monitoring. So before you can monitor attendance, and why is attendance monitoring critical now is because of the COVID, right? We want to know who is at church, where he's coming from, his age, his name, his phone number. So once again, using simple USSD, when I say USSD, short code, most people call it short code, or a simple app, which is free, they're able to check in their members. The members are able to self-check in that, hey, I'm coming to the service, this is where I am. And what that does is that it builds a database over time, for every service and every person who attended. So primarily payments and data, and our payment solution is free. We know churches are having a lot of challenges. And as a matter of fact, one of the things we are doing to help churches very soon is to begin to provide a free health insurance cover for its members. And that will be rolling out very soon so that health and life insurance is the very basic minimum, because we know the value of the church in the community and the weight of responsibility on the church. Will be alleviating that load very soon.
Okay, that is interesting, especially the insurance bit. I mean, a few years back, people wouldn't have given this a chance. People wouldn't have even thought of, patronizing your services. And this is what COVID-19 has the opportunity, I guess, COVID-19 has presented for people like you in this business. Silver lining, isn't it?
Well, it's not something to be too excited about as a business, because COVID has had a very negative impact on everybody. But even though we are benefiting in the sense that many people now understand the sermon we were preaching, at first we said, look, you have to be digitized. It fell on a lot of deaf ears, but now they understand the value of what we are saying, and it has made us realize what we were doing 6 years ago was important, it's important, and it's even going to be more important. So for us, we are happy that we're going, but we are not excited that COVID had a very bad effect on everything. And our solutions are so simple that I could actually simply in 2 minutes show any church how they can digitize their attendance tracking and also digitize their donations at no cost. And that's what I'm very excited about.
Okay, and we are told that COVID-19 is going to be here for a while, and so we have to get used to it. What do you think, and hopefully one day it goes away, but how do you think that this crisis would change the way churches are administered, if you like?
So I think primarily churches understood the fact that there was a need to become digital. But with COVID coming to be around for a very long time, it's not an option. So a lot of churches have had to place a lot of value and emphasis on their IT teams and the technology teams. And what is happening is a lot of churches are beginning to invest in they're beginning to invest in solutions that we provide. A lot of churches have signed up on Zoom. They're having their Bible studies. I'm a pastor in my dad's church, and we have our prayer meetings on Zoom, on Facebook, and a lot of churches are beginning to find a value. So what is going to happen is they're going to actually take it seriously. Technology is going to become part of the church, especially mobile technology, because a lot of people access these things from their handsets. So what we've done is that we've designed our solutions to be mobile friendly. All you need is a simple phone, and whether you have internet or not, you are still able to engage, and I think that's going to be the next trend.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nana Jima Prempeh, for speaking with us this afternoon. Perhaps I would be following your Sunday sermon virtually. I don't know. Great to have you. And that's Business Live tonight. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.